Hello everyone, get ready for some trending new info in your quest for knowledge. What are some little known relationship green flags? I feel like there's a lot of detailed examples that largely boil down to two things, empathy and emotional maturity. It's sad that those two are so often lacking, that people become surprised by it. Yeah, I wonder how rare it is to actually find these two very important attributes. From my experience, the more damaged you are, the less you recognize them. Being able to emotionally connect even after an argument. Or during. I have friends that love having intellectual battles between themselves. It's how they connect to each other and express their love. I can relate to this. I enjoy having intellectual arguments. Would you say you love being mentally challenged? The ability to coexist in very companionable silence. A friend of mine once said, when silence is not cringe, the friendship is real. My dad always told me all I needed to do to make friends was to be okay at talking, good at listening, and excellent at shutting the F up. That's damn good advice. Honesty. Genuine interest in each other's hobbies, don't have to do them, but at least support it. Strong communication. You feel like you're hanging out with your best friend, except you want to smash. Bold of you to assume I don't want to smash my best friend. Smashing the homies ain't gay if you are wearing socks. You don't feel like they are playing games. Communication is direct and you don't feel too nervous about what you should or shouldn't do or say, and you're not worried about what they do or don't do or say. Some butterflies is normal, of course. To clarify, my point is it's possible to meet someone who, right from the beginning, you're not overly concerned about your interactions. You don't have to think too much about what to text them or when, same with calls. They don't leave you wondering about when they will respond to you and what delaying means. They don't say or do cryptic things that you have to go home and call in a panel of friends to analyze. This is not to say that, in the beginning, you shouldn't take care to be on your better behavior and not to overshare. This is not game playing, it's being considerate. I drink a lot of water and sometimes my BF would stay until late and I would fall asleep. Before leaving, he always made sure I had a glass full of water on my nightstand in case I woke up thirsty. It's always the small details. My boyfriend does this too. I'm never without a water glass. If he walks by and it isn't full, he fills it up. I don't know how to tell you this, but I think you're dating a server. No matter how angry you are at one another, you will still go out of your way or they go out of their way to help. I'll be wicked pissed, but I'll angrily make my wife her favorite dinner even though I don't want to eat. No matter how angry we are at one another, usually only last a short period of time, we will never sabotage or try to teach them a lesson. Many times, it ends up being both apologizing to one another. Arguing and getting angry is just part of a relationship and unavoidable. It is how you deal with it that sets it apart from a healthy relationship versus a bad one. I remember the time I was pissed at my sew and then she accidentally spilled some sauce on her lap and I angrily helped her clean it up with my hanky. Listening to you and remembering the things you've said. Back when me and my boyfriend started dating, he'd sometimes bring up things that I've said before, my favorite foods, candies, etc. Made me super happy and could tell he genuinely cared. I'm so bad at remembering details like this. I've started to record them in my phone for friends and partners and it enables me to be so much more thoughtful. For example, a friend of mine mentioned that two of her favorite desserts were cannoli and cake. So for her birthday I made her a cannoli cake. She was so touched and didn't remember saying it, so it came across as very insightful. Haha eta. I'm so glad that my most upvoted comment is about my most fiercely kept secret in my friendships. Haha, hopefully it helps all of you out. When your so takes criticism from you seriously without immediately trying to turn it back on you. If the converse is also true, you two stand a great chance of going the distance. I think it's important to realize that this is where you can be out the gate, or it's somewhere you can get to. My wife reacts very poorly to criticism, not because she can't stand to have flaws in her behavior pointed out, but because she feels that when I criticize her actions, I'm telling her that she's garbage and in a day or two I'll be telling her to move out. That's a direct effect of her upbringing, and what's important is that she recognizes the issue for what it is, and we talk about it. It's made us so much better. Active listening. Not just being there while you talk, acutely giving opinions, advice if asked for, and generally caring for the conversion. Bonus, active listening during an argument. Not trying to win, but trying to resolve the problem. This is super important, but also the polar opposite is important. Being able to comfortably sit together in complete silence for prolonged periods is a good green flag. Non-sexual compliments. You taste good. You smell different when you're awake. Your hair smells just like I imagined. Being able to have healthy conflict without fear that conflict will cause the end of the relationship. It's green flag, and a relief, to have natural disagreements and communication about those disagreements without constant fear that someone's going to hit the nuclear option. Laughter. And also, I've been with my partner for 40 years, this month, and I still smile when I see him across a room. He still makes me laugh and my heart soars when I think of him. Awesome. And congratulations to you both. Been with my wife almost 10 years now, and she always tells me how she loves that I make her laugh at least once every day. I hope she still says the same thing 30 years from now. Laughing is probably the best thing you can do in the world and my favorite thing. One of my HS teachers told me if you can't find something to laugh about each day, what's the point of waking up, and that always stuck with me. Your partner does things for you without asking and remembers little details. For example, I like eating with a fruit fork, the smaller version of the dinner fork. I actually googled that since our family calls them the little forks lol. Anyway, my partner remembers this and will grab it for me when we're dishing up food. Another good one is they make you feel appreciated. Same here. My fiancée always grabs me the little forks, or as I like to call them, normal forks. She prefers the monster forks. Regardless, it's such a simple, nothing gesture that shows she's listening and she cares. Marrying that wonderful person this Saturday. If it's a chore you both hate, you do it together. My late husband and I both hated folding laundry, but it had to be done. So we always did it together. Made the chore less of a pain. My dad did that with us growing up. Anytime he needed to run errands or do housework, he would ask me or my brother to keep him company and talk to him. He said that made it was less about being bored and annoyed by doing chores and more happy hanging out and bonding time with his kids. It was always fun too. He genuinely did like spending time with us and joking around. We were never super close because he was pretty strict, but I always liked that quality time with him. It's a pretty convoluted story, but I was dating a guy, had to drive his car to get him from a situation, and wrecked his car due to mechanical failure, and called my mama to come get me so we could go get him. Rescued him. Then had to tell him I'd wrecked his car. His first question, "Are you okay?" My mom overheard. That one's a keeper. I've told this story before, but a week or two into dating my boyfriend, I was driving to work and one of the wheels fell off my car on the highway. I pulled over to the side of the road and called my boss and a tow truck, and then texted my new beau just for comfort. He asked where on the highway I was and said he'd be right there, without hesitating. When he showed up and ran across the busy highway and scooped me up into a hug, I felt so loved and safe and thought, oh crap, this could be the one. What would have been your answer or question? Leave it in the comments below. Slap that like and subscribe button for more, and check out the link in the video description for even more answers. Peace out, and catch you in the next video.